today we're going to talk about the revelation. The revelation is the nubuwah. It is when he started being a prophet. Right before this, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he used to isolate himself in Hira. There was a cave in this mountain called Jabal Nur. When you go to Mecca, you'll get to visit Jabal Nur. It is the mountain of light, because that is where the revelation came. And the Har is the small cave in which Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was going for seclusion. Seclusion is khalwa. When you want to isolate yourself somewhere in order to worship Allah, to meditate, to think about Allah, to be closer to Allah. He did this for a number of months, for quite some time. And one day, it was during the month of Ramadan. Some say the 21st. The 21st in the month of Ramadan, it was a Monday. So keep this day in your head, Monday. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was born on a Monday. He got the revelation on a Monday. And he also died on a Monday. So on Monday, 21st of Ramadan, Jibreel alayhi salam came. We say Ramadan, the month was called Ramadan, but there was no fasting yet. The names of the months have always been there for the Arabs. It was called Ramadan, even though there was no fasting yet. There was no fasting as we know it because the Prophet was not even a prophet yet. It was after him being a prophet that Allah commanded him to fast and the Muslims. So at this time, we call it the month of Ramadan, but there was no fasting. The revelation began while he was there in the cave. All of a sudden, he saw an image. All of a sudden, he saw Jibreel alayhi salam. He came in his real form, with all his wings spread out. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said he was very scared. He was very terrified. But even before this, a few days before, he noticed that when he was walking outside, the stones, even the stones, used to tell him, Assalamu alayka ya Rasulullah. Imagine stones talking to you. Even the trees were telling him, Assalamu alayka ya Rasulullah. So he was amazed. Now he's in the cave. Jibreel comes in his real shape. Of course, no human being can handle the shape of an angel. He was scared. He was terrified. Jibreel came to him and told him the first words that we know in the Quran, which is Iqra. He told him Iqra. Iqra means read. Iqra means recite. And that is the reason why in Islam, in our religion, the most important thing is to learn. The most important thing is to study. If you have knowledge, you have everything. They say knowledge is power. So learn, study, always know more, and you will see the difference. So he said to him, Iqra, read. Muhammad, he replied, Ma ana biqari. I'm not a reciter, I'm not a reader. Because remember, he did not know how to read. He did not know how to write. So if an angel comes to him and tells him read, he would not know what to say. So the angel Jibreel took him and pressed him on his chest. He pressed him hard a second time. He told him read. He said, I do not know how to read. I'm not a reader. I'm not a reciter. He took him a third time and pressed him very hard. Now the Prophet ﷺ, he said, he pressed me so hard that almost my eyes were coming out of their sockets. Now he finally told him, what do you want me to read? What do you want me to read? And he said, اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ. Read in the name of your Lord who has created. He created mankind from a clot, from nutfa, a clot of blood. And then you became a human being. Read in the name of your Lord who taught mankind what he knew not. Then he let him go. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was very terrified upon seeing this. What did he do? He ran home. He literally ran to his house. Who was there? His wife, Khadija. Muhammad was shaking. He was shaking. He was terrified. Then he said to his wife, Zammiluni, Zammiluni, Dathiruni, Dathiruni. Therefore, you have the surahs, Ya ayyuhal muzammil, Ya ayyuhal mudathir. When he said that Khadija covered Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Zammiluni, the cover, the blanket came all the way to his chest. But then Jibril came again in the house. Imagine he was running away from Jibril. Jibril came again. He was more scared. Then he said, Dathiruni, now cover me completely from head to toe. He wanted his face even to be covered so he would not see the angel. Khadija covered him and he was shaking. He was terrified. He thought that he had gone crazy. He was telling his wife, Khadija, that I'm a madman now. I'm crazy. What I have seen. If you see something you have never seen before, you think you are crazy. So the wife, Khadija, comforted him, told him, Ya Muhammad, Allah will never disgrace you. Allah will never disgrace you. Listen to why. What are the reasons? Because you help the poor. You help the needy. You connect the ties of family. You maintain the ties of family. You do good things. So Allah will never disgrace you. So somebody who does good for the people, good to Allah, Allah will never disgrace him, no matter what. This is what Khadija told her husband Muhammad. But then, to give him more comfort, she said, let us go and see my cousin, Waraqa ibn Nawfal. Waraqa was an old man at the time. He was old. But why did Khadija suggest to go see Waraqa? Because he was a scholar. He was a Christian scholar. He had studied the Injil. He had studied the Torah. So he knew what was going to come regarding prophethood. He knew that in the Torah, he knew that in the Injil, Allah Azza wa Jalla had proclaimed the coming of a prophet from the Arabs. So Waraqa comforted the prophet. Waraqa comforted Khadija by telling them, he is the one we have been waiting for. What came to him is exactly, meaning that angel is exactly what came to Musa, is exactly what came to Isa. So it has come to him. And Waraqa added these famous words. He said to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that I wish I were a young man. When your people, they drive you out of Mecca, the Meccans will kick you out. They will drive you out. They will torture you. They will make life difficult for you. I wish I were a young man so I can help you and support you. And the Prophet asked the question, my people will drive me out of my own city? He was surprised. He was surprised to hear that his own people were going to drive him out of Mecca. So this is when they returned back in the house, Prophet Muhammad and Khadija. Now he knows that he is a prophet. A new mission has started. Tomorrow, inshallah, we will continue what happened right after they returned to the house. We stand up for Sirah now.